Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Of all things I thought I would be talking about this week, and this is an article slated on December 19th, and so it is indeed this week, at least at the time of recording this. I was not anticipating how this could potentially affect Marvel Contest of Champions players when Google settles a $700 million payout. Now, if you're unfamiliar with these settlements, companies make it really difficult to get anything back. You could see $1 billion settlement and then you realize, oh, you're owed like $11. So this isn't necessarily something to immediately get excited about, but at the same time, let's dive closer in. Shout out Max Zahn for this ABC News article. Google will pay millions of U.S. consumers a combined $700 million as part of a settlement with state attorneys general over fees the tech giant charges for use of an app store. The company will shell out $630 million to a fund that will go directly to more than 100 million consumers nationwide, according to details of a settlement that was made public late Monday. An additional $70 million will be paid into a fund for states to disperse to consumers for similar claims. The settlement resolves a 2021 lawsuit brought against Google over the alleged abuse of its market dominance by charging exorbitant fees for app creators. As part of the settlement, Google will allow users of its Android mobile services to directly download apps, bypassing the Play Store altogether. Wilson White, Google Vice President of Government Affairs and Public Policy, said in a blog post on Monday. So again, as part of the settlement, Google will allow users of its Android mobile devices to directly download apps and in so bypassing the Google Play Store. That is huge news for Android users. This settlement builds on Android's choice and flexibility, maintains strong security protections, and retains Google's ability to compete with other OS makers and invest in the Android ecosystem for users and developers. We're pleased to resolve our case with the states and move forward on a settlement. All companies, no matter how big or powerful, cannot refuse to play by the rules, including Google. We brought the lawsuit because it is illegal to use monopoly power to drive up prices and limit consumer choices. And then an estimated minimum of 70% of eligible consumers, amounting to more than 71 million people, will automatically receive payments stemming from the settlement without having to file a claim, which again is revolutionary based on what I've seen from payouts in similar situations, especially when it comes to something like Meta or aka Facebook in past years covering this issue. The terms of settlement define an eligible consumer as a person with a legal address in their Google Payments profile in one of the U.S. states, District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, or the U.S. Virgin Islands, when they purchased an app from Google Play or made an in-app purchase through Google Play between August 2016 and September 2023. And I'm sure there are going to be people who say, well, hey, Prof, during those years, I spent $20,000 on MCOC. What does that mean for me? And, the short feedback for me is I have no idea. I have no idea if they're going to base any of this settlement off of purchase power or purchase history other than just a purchase. Earlier this month, the California court ruled against Google in a legal battle brought by Fortnite maker Epic Games. Hit the Play Store legally abuses its market power, charging fees as high as 30%. Google said appeal the verdict, and they're still challenging that verdict with Epic Games. So interesting. They really want that to not go the way of Epic Games because then that opens up so many people, including Marvel Contest of Champions, to make more money and pay less fees going through their direct website sales versus the in-store experience through either Google Play or the Apple Store. And you better believe Apple definitely doesn't want that to go against them either because they're in the same boat. All right, so settlement of the case brought by the state attorneys general came after a 2-year investigation, 1,000 document requests, 40 people interviewed within Google, and here's some awkward spam ads that for some reason now have to be on every single news site because that's how they make they pay the bills in 2023 apparently. Well, as an Apple user, I don't think it's anything to do with me. At least not right now. But I am curious, like Mama Bear has an Android phone. I'll be following this story from her perspective and others. I think the most newsworthy takeaway from this article is that as part of the settlement, they can give consumers the chance to download apps without going through the Google Play Store. Again, Google will allow users of its Android mobile devices to directly download apps, bypassing the Play Store altogether. You could take it as a shot, but literally, when it comes to purchases, that changes, say it with me, the economy of the game forever again. And yes, I mean that, and yes, it's an overly used phrase that sometimes you just got to lean into because that is the reality of being self-aware. Have a great rest of y'all's week and month and year. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel, especially in important news story coverage like this video.